Hello, everyone. This is Gloria. Hope you are doing well. Okay, so I was just sitting down, minding my business with my son, Jadon, and then I got this feeling to up on the video and do a recording and share with you. And what I want to share is the planner that I have been designing, working on in 2020 during COVID. Just like everybody else, I took care of myself. I dug deep. There was time to sleep, there was time to relax. I really enjoyed it. I took things a little bit further and I got into meditation. And I mean meditation, like I was meditating every day. Meditating and doing meditation. So I was digging deep into the word. I was also taking time to use my Breathe app, my Calm app, and then also some meditation from my friend Lisa Peterson. And I really enjoyed it so much. And then I took it further. I was like, okay, I need to write things down. I need to journal. So I looked in all of my journals and planners and just took a mismatch of things that I've always loved from all the journals and then added in the things I wanted to see for myself and I needed in the morning to be able to meditate, to have quiet time, to reflect, to remember things that were happening that seemed to just pass me by on a daily basis as a mom. Because before COVID, there was never time to sit down and to just think, to reflect back on what you did the day before, your interactions, my interactions, I mean, with people, with family members, with friends, with colleagues at work. Like, what was God telling me? If I had a God wink moment, like, did I push into it? Did someone give me a great idea? Did I remember it, like, by the next day, or was it forgotten? So I was like, okay, I wanted a way to be able to capture all of that because during COVID, a lot was going on. Information was being shared. There were the governors, there was the president, there were the city council people, there were the mayors. A lot was happening in the world. You were talking to your family members, your parents more than you had ever done. Information was being shared. As you can tell, like it just went on and on. So I created the sheet and I wrote it in ink and paper. Um, and I would copy it on my printer and I would use it for a week. Then I'll copy more, use it for a week. And I used it all through till the end of 2020. Um, and I never missed a day. Of course, those were a different time now in hindsight. Um, but what I found out was that the only time it stopped for me was when my dad passed. And I tell people this, I share that, see, when my dad passed was the first time I actually felt the impact of COVID. Before that, COVID was just my regular life. It was hectic, it was busy, it was an uncertain time, right? Which was what it was for everyone. Um, but for me, that always been my life. So I was like, okay, well, what else is new? The uncertainty of raising kids by yourself, the uncertainty of going to work and working a job. I always say my job is a mental job. Working a job that requires more mental than technical skills. Um, and that was just a different time we were in. Um, Work was just getting into full swing. School was just getting back into full swing. Like there was that time where the kids were not in school, and then there was a time at work where even though you were working from home, you were using your own laptop until you got your own laptop, and all of that. Oh my gosh, I remember just getting up in the morning. I'll be up like by 8:30, dressed and everything at my computer, waiting for my boss's phone call. It took me about 6 months to figure out, okay, you don't actually need to be seated in front of your computer. But anyway, I digress. So in hindsight, I found that those sheets worked really well during COVID, okay? But let me show you something. This is some of what I have. This is not all. This is some of my writings from that period. Okay, look at this. So one thing that made me really passionate about this, call it watching too much History Channel, call it watching National Treasure by Nicolas Cage. Oh my gosh, Nicolas Cage is one of my best actors. Like, he doesn't have like really great movies, but his movies are so good. Like, you can't watch any Nicolas Cage movie and go wrong with it. Also, who else? John Cusack. Their movies are really great, but they're like always low budget movies. So anyway, that's some tip for you. Watch Nicolas Cage movies. Watch John Cusack movies. You don't even need to do any research. Once their name is on it, it's a winner. It's always going to be good. All right, moving along. So I think it was in watching that or in reading one of the books. It was either Nicolas Cage's National Treasure or one of those History Channel thing. Or maybe it was Jim Rohn, the motivational speaker, or John Maxwell. But a while back, about 6 years ago, I heard that the United States presidents every day in the White House would journal, would write things down. And that information is kept somewhere in a vault, locked up, what have you. But that goes on and is kept for the next generation. And when he or whoever that person I heard say that found that out, they decided that they would also be doing that. So they journal also. And just imagine the wealth of information you can pass on to your children, right? Your children's children, just by the mere fact that every day you take time not only to journal, not only to plan your day, which my planner, let me bring it out, does. So you get the part where you're planning your day, but you also get all these awesome sheets, right? Where is it? You can go deep, dive deep, and write other things down. Write down your thoughts. I give like really God-inspired prompts for you to write things down. This also helps you set your habit. If, say, you never used to have a good habit and then got married and now you're like everywhere, you don't wake up on time, you don't sleep on time, the kids don't let you sleep on time, you have people coming into your house. It just teaches you by yourself, right? It's not teaching you based on anybody else. So this is about being accountable for you. It's about you taking the time to listen to yourself, because at the end of the day, you are your best teacher, okay? And so this would work for you as that person who is not organized and wants to set a discipline in place. You end up setting spiritual disciplines. You also end up setting life disciplines that will help you at work. And then for those of us that struggle with ADHD and maybe even anxiety, which sometimes lead to a situation where you don't talk, and not talking pushes you into a corner, makes you doubt yourself, makes you believe what you've heard from other people. What the book does is helps you set a recurring pattern to affirm yourself every day. And it also helps you understand your own self-worth. And there'll be a section about that too. So you're writing things down. You're asking yourself questions like, who am I? Am I worthy? And you're answering those questions yourself. I am worthy. If not me, then who else can do this work that God has called me to do? So you're asking yourself questions and you're answering them, and you're taking a minute to regurgitate this into your spirit, right? And then you are also affirming yourself, like, I am beautifully and powerfully made. Like, I am the one that God loves. Like, He calls me beloved. He calls me forth. He calls me the one he's chosen, right? So you write those kind of things down in the morning, and you do that for 30 days. You do it for 90 days. How many days you can do it for. And at the end of it all, you will see that you're changing things about yourself. You are moving forward on your goals. You are setting an example for yourself. You are causing things to change for you. I think for me, one of the best things that this journal has done for me is the fact that I take a minute to digest what I've written down. And every now and then I can come back to it and look and be like, oh, that's what I thought when I was going through that trial, right? And oh, that's what that person said. That's what I heard, okay? I also created this book unknowingly, even though I created it just because of me, to do some work for myself. What I found out is that this book also helps for difficult relationships that we have. So you have, go Baltimore City, all right? So for the difficult relationships in our lives, right? It helps those of us that have anxiety, are anxious, worry a lot. It just helps you get into a place where you feel good with yourself. You're answering the questions like, is there anything wrong with my soul today? Is there grief going on? Am I losing something of myself? Am I grateful for today? And you can check out my YouTube channel and even my podcast. Check out the grief series episode by Dr. Gloria Ojo. And that's where we talk about the 5 stages of grief. And that grief is not just about people dying. Like, grief comes in a lot of forms. There's grief when your dog dies, yes. There's grief when your child dies. There's grief when you lose a parent. There's grief in friendships. So there's grief just goes through a whole plethora of stages for us. And you'll find that that will heal your soul. If your soul is in a bad place, this planner, this journal will help you get yourself to a good place so that you can heal. And it'll help you set boundaries with the mean people in your life and the bullies and the difficult people too. This journal is for my simple people. Let me tell you, the book of Proverbs is very clear on simple people, but at the same time, it gives us the secret to be able to equip ourselves to live in this world that we're in. Just because you're simple doesn't mean you need to deal with people simply. Set boundaries, be assertive, right? Speak your mind, call people's bullshit when they come to you with them. Like right there on the spot, let them know that you figured them out. You may be thinking, I've mastered all of this. I haven't. It's a work in progress for me too, but I am so excited to share the platter with you that I am recording this video. So you can get on my Etsy link and order a journal, or jump in on Gumroad and order my journal. And you can also, where else will you find us? Journal. Oh, the hardcover journal will be coming out soon, so sometime in February for Valentine's Day, right? Quite appropriate. So when you do use it, let me know what you think. And when you do, I will see what we can work together. If you'd love to give a testimony, I would love that. But let me know what you think. What else does this planner do? It helps you do a lot. I'm the owner, but like even I am like every now and then I'm like, girl, how'd you do this? Like, girl, you're rocking it. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you've watched all to the end, it's a spontaneous video that I did. Let me a quick plug. Please follow my page on YouTube, Loving the Work You Do, and my podcast, Loving the Work You Do, on currently. Don't follow me on Spotify. Follow me on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Google Podcasts. I'm missing someone. Okay, Amazon. Yes, follow me there. And my blog is shelovesgoodthings.com. Thank you. See you soon.